This episode of But Did You Die with the Jet Sisters is brought to you by our friends at MedJet. Most travel insurance only gets you to the nearest hospital in an emergency. MedJet gets you moved to a hospital at home. You can also add 24/7 security response benefits for the ultimate peace of mind. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. This is episode 16 of But Did You Die with the Jet Sisters? I'm Angie, the illustrious elder Jet Sister, and this is Rachel, the other one.
Thanks. I was wondering where we'd land, but that was good. 16! This is our sweet 16 episode, baby.
Oh, yay us. We probably should have bought ourselves a little treat to celebrate. There's still time. I'll pull up Amazon and buy myself something right now.
Nice.
So,
Good.
how's it been going, kiddo? What's new?
Well, I have house news. When
Okay.
last we spoke, we had found a house that we really, really liked. It had gone on the market. It was up for like 4 minutes, and Ben found it. So we went and looked at it the next day, put in an offer, was really excited, and they accepted. We did some back and forth, but they accepted our offer. I love it. I love it so much, but I'm not getting my hopes up until we do the inspection. I have learned since last time. But it is a 4-bedroom, no pool, but I love it. So fingers crossed the inspection goes well. Time will tell. I will keep everyone informed.
It's very exciting, even though I had such a different experience with home buying, but it was, way pre-pandemic, and we saw that there was a house up. There was like a open house, and we were like, oh, let's go look at that. And we looked at it and we were like, should we just buy it? Yeah, we will. Okay. And then we did. And that was the extent of it. And also it was a new house, so the inspection wasn't going to find anything. It was very turnkey and easy. And I just wish that you could have that, but you cannot.
Because so nice for you.
It's like 8 years later, and everything has changed with everything. Home buying, interest rates. Like, I'm so sorry. Our interest rate might as well be 0. It's so freaking low. And yours is going to be like 40, 11, 100%. So
My
I'm
biggest regret in life was not buying a house in 4th grade.
Right?
Oh.
Mom was right all along. We should have been investing in real estate when we were in middle school. Oh,
Dang.
well. Generational wealth. Maybe next time. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe on our next lifetime. So, yeah. Here's a question that someone asked me in my DMs after reading my book. Because oddly enough, related content. Here's a question. Would you rather have in your new house roaches or ghosts? This is a tough question, but I know my answer, obviously. I think anybody who's read my book knows my answer.
Can I ask questions?
Of me? Yeah, sure.
How many ghosts? Are they nice?
You don't get to know that. It's just ghosts or roaches.
Plural roaches or one roach?
Yeah, it's not one roach. It's a roach or ghost infestation. Your house is infested with roaches and ghosts. Or ghosts. This is a really tough would you rather for some people. Not a tough would you rather for me. But
I don't know. I'm so scared even thinking about it. Look at my eyes. I'm like tearing up thinking about it. I don't want either. I'm so scared.
It's a horrible proposition. Okay, I'll tell you my answer. No, you tell me your answer first.
I don't want.
You have to pick one or you die. You have to pick one right now. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3.
I guess roaches. I guess ghosts aren't good.
What is wrong with you?
There's no good ghosts.
Listen, I'm going to tell you my rationale. Definitely ghosts. And here's why. Because through the power of the Lord and Jesus, I can tell the ghosts, like, get on, and they have to.
No,
I cannot look at a roach, and I've tried. You can't look at a roach and be like, by the power of the Holy Spirit, be gone, roach. They don't leave.
But you
Listen.
just said they like infestation, they're staying. You can't get rid of those
No, no,
ghosts.
no. No, no, I didn't say that. You can get rid of an infestation of anything. It just might cost a lot of time and money. And I feel like a ghost infestation would be so much easier to get rid of than a roach infestation.
So I can get rid of the roaches
Yes.
because that's how that works. Okay, well, I would definitely 1000% rather deal with roaches than the supernatural.
No. Supernatural for me all day. All day, Winston. Like there's no way. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't even know where to go from here. So
Anyway.
scary. I'm scared.
So don't be scared. I got you. Jesus got you. We're fine. Roaches, bye. Burn the house to the ground. Ghosts, we're going to talk about it. I guess we both know what we're scared of.
We gotta stop talking about this. I'm freaking myself out.
I know. I'm like peeling my nails off
Yeah,
because
literally, I'm
saying the word gives me such anxiety.
ghost.
Anyway, no, you the other one. Anyway, oh, do you know there's an emoji of the other one? It makes me want to die just
Ghost.
thinking that it exists on my phone.
There is a
Yeah.
ghost emoji
No, the other one.
and a roach emoji.
I hate it. I hate it.
All right,
I
all
hate
right.
it.
Let's move on. Move on. Travel news. Travel news.
Moving on to some actually very good travel news. I'm excited to report something to you that is not a door falling off of a plane. You're welcome, America. So, as of last week, there are new federal rules from the Transportation Department. Yay.
Yeah.
That the airlines now have to refund you cash instead of vouchers when they mess up your itinerary. Now, I believe this is something that Europe has done for a long time because one time Rick and I, our flight was canceled and we had to get one the next day. But because it was a British owned or operated airline, we got you get like so much money back, like plus the price. They refund your flight and you get more money. So I think that's what's going on here. If your flight is canceled for any reason, you are entitled to an automatic cash refund and it has to be prompt. This is what Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg told CNN.
Refund and rebooked.
Yeah, they still have to rebook you. It's not like it's canceled, goodbye forever. They still have to do all the things they already had to do. So if you get delayed significantly, that means 3 hours domestic or 6 hours internationally. Or if there's another significant change to your itinerary, you get your money back and not just a stupid voucher.
That's great.
So
That's
I think
great.
this is good. I think it goes into place in like 6 months, or is, supposed to go into place in 6 months. But this is a big deal because US airlines are notorious for leaving you high and dry and making you chase a refund or whatever. So hopefully this will make them a little extra nice about canceling things or delaying you for 1100. I mean, how many times have you been stuck in an airport
More
for so
times
many
than
hours?
yeah, more times than not. So I saw this headline, but I thought it was only Southwest Airlines that was doing it. Is it every airline?
No, it's everybody. It's a new federal rule for all US based airlines. And
That's
probably not
great.
US based airlines who fly in the US. You were on a British Airways flight for whatever reason, I think they still are going to have to follow the rules. So it's good. It's a good thing. And I don't know. I think it comes down to knowing your passenger rights, which is always hard to recall when you're in a terrible flight situation and they're stranding you somewhere or losing your stuff or whatever it is. But probably a good thing to screenshot and have on your phone. So when you are traveling, you can say, actually, you owe me the $500 for my flight and, whatever. So I'm sure there will be a lot more to come on that and specifics and how to get your money and make sure that they follow the rules. But that's good news for passengers, good news for travelers in the US.
Wow. We
Yeah.
did it, everyone. Some good travel news.
So let's move on to the destination of the week. I'm excited to talk about this one because we both have so much history with this destination. And like, who can talk about it like us with such care and honesty?
Yes.
We're going to tell you the real truth about Ginnie Springs. Dun,
Whoa.
dun, dun.
Like it's a bad thing. We'll get to it. Yes, Jenny Springs. If you're from Florida, you probably have heard of Jenny Springs. If you're not, Jenny Springs is a cluster of
It's a
natural
cluster, all right.
springs of springs near Gainesville. And what are springs?
What?
What are springs?
Springs are fountains bubbling up of crystal clear, pure water from the Florida aquifer. And so Jenny Springs has 7 of these, and they're just big natural swimming holes basically, and they pump so much water out, and they flow into the Santa Fe River, which sometimes is clear, sometimes is not, totally depends on the rainfall of the year, but flows into the Santa Fe River, which ultimately flows into the Gulf of Mexico, which is a gulf and not an ocean. So,
And these springs make it very popular to camp around. So Jenny Springs is privately owned. So you can go, you can camp, you can swim in the springs, you can swim in the river, you can snorkel, you can cave dive if you are certified. Um, and I know we really just went over this very quick, but crystal clear is not. It's not like you can see. You can see the spring.
forever.
It's wild how clear it is. If
You
you
can
just
see
open.
the water bubbling up from the
Yeah.
earth, and it's gorgeous.
Mhm.
It's
Really
gorgeous.
nice. We have been camping at Jenny Springs every Mother's Day for the past.
It's over 20 years at this point.
We've been saying that for it's dude. I'm 30. It's over 25 years.
I can't
I
talk about
think
it. I can't.
25 years we have been going to Jenny Springs, spending a long weekend there camping, and everyone else has been too. I think it's becoming a popular destination.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's where, I don't know, a nice way to put it. It's where Florida man goes to camp all summer long.
Recently, it used to be
Yeah.
different. It used to be family friendly, good. Over the years, it's become so popular.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and because it's privately owned, that's a whole nother.
You don't have the same kind of rules you would at a state park or a national park. It's there. Well, let me back up and say there are rules, but don't count on most people to follow them. Like things like quiet hours. And no, no.
Yeah,
I've never experienced quiet hours at Blue Springs. Speaking of
quiet
quiet.
hours, Nora, quiet hours. Yeah. If you want to experience Jenny Springs, you're gonna want to go earlier in the year and during the weekdays. If you're
Yes, if you
trying
want
to.
to experience the beautiful nature, camping, swimming in the springs, and having just like a calm and lovely time. Yeah, that's going to be a midweek situation for you.
If you're trying to rage, hey, go on the weekend in the summer, enjoy your teen years. Like that is the only people who are interested in that. Um,
No, that's not true. There's plenty of people who wish they were 21 and who are actually 51
that's
but
so
are
true.
acting in such a way as to make you think that they were in high school.
At
Yes.
our brother,
No,
burn.
he's not that bad. Come
No,
on.
he's gotten a lot better over the years. Although I do have a very funny picture of half of his body in his tent passed out. I
Well,
gotta.
and we should point out that this Mother's Day camping trip, it started out as a friend of my dad's. They went with their family and their friends for probably 20 years before we ever even started. And so we started going with them, and then they kind of stopped going, and then it went from our family's little trip to our family and my brother's friends, basically. My brother's buddies. So it became, I mean, there was one year, I think we had almost 100 people that were just our people. And an hour is a loose term for my brother's friends.
Yes. But all that to say, so this is a campground. You can book a campsite. Prices vary depending on the time of year you go. I think right now it's about $25 a night. So that gets you into the park. There are restrooms and showers. So, yes, you are camping, but you still have those luxuries, which, as a woman, those are hard to give up.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really nice. I mean, I wouldn't, it's not fancy, but you can take a shower every night. You
mhm.
can brush your teeth. It's not roughing it
Yeah.
like real, real camping.
We always camp at the same spring, Jenny Spring. Um, and the big thing that you do there is you start at the very top of the river. No, you start at the top spring. You tube down. You'll pop into one spring, hang out, snorkel, back on the river, take that down, go to the next spring, and then take it all the way down to the last spring. So you can spend hours just in a tube, lounging. That's a lot of fun. Now I
It
know what you're
is.
thinking. A river. Are there alligators? You bet.
Yes.
There sure are.
It's Florida. If there's water, there's gators. But you know how we do. You know how we do. We're not scared.
They don't bother. There's so many
Also, they don't
people.
bother you.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
There it's fine. There's yes,
I
there
do
are
not give
snakes.
it another thought to be in this river, to be in the spring. Snakes, maybe, because snakes they're kind of a free for all. But in 25 years, I've only seen like 100. Just kidding. Just kidding. I know nobody nobody who's outside of Florida is like buying this. They're
Yeah.
like, you guys are crazy. But it's NBD.
Yeah, there's alligators. Yeah, there's panthers, probably snakes. You're
There's
fine. They're not going to bother you. If tubing is not your thing, you can kayak, you can canoe. It's nice to just hang out. Also, like the weather's very nice. There's so many trees. You're blocked
yeah.
from the sun, and then you get that breeze off the water. So Mother's Day is May. That's when we usually go, and that's really nice temperature. I probably wouldn't go in the summer, aside from all the crazy people, um, because it might be a little bit too warm and maybe mosquito-y. But May really is that prime
May
time.
we don't struggle with mosquitoes. The one thing you're going to deal with is love bugs. It's almost always that height of love bug season when we're at Jenny, so that can be a little bit annoying, but they don't bite, so they're just kind of around.
They're just
Um
there.
Another thing we didn't mention is that the springs are 72 degrees year round. So they are brisk. They are cold. But if you're out like playing volleyball or doing something in the sun, playing cornhole, we bring everything we own and put it at this campsite pretty much. So it's fun and games. We got lights, we got 17 grills. Everybody's chefing it up, and 100,000 rafts and stand-up paddle boards and hammocks 6 high in the tree. Like our campsite is absurd, but it's nice when it's a hot day
Mhm.
to jump in the springs. It's so refreshing.
And not even a day. We will often go to the springs at night. There are lights. It is only us. I will say every time we go to like Jenny, there's an actual spring called Jenny. It's got a lot of lights.
Ginny.
Sorry, I always say Jenny and it's Jenny.
I know. I know. It's Ginnie,
Jenny.
Ginnie,
Uh,
not Jenny.
it's lit
Yeah.
up and you can swim at night. Very, very cold, but a ton of fun. And you
Yeah.
mentioned grilling. That's probably my favorite thing is we have so many chefs that everyone's grilling something different. You just kind of like pop over and eat some steak,
Yes.
go over here, eat a burger. Mom makes 10,000 pounds of boiled peanuts.
Ugh. I literally eat pounds of peanuts all weekend, and that's it. That's all I eat. Just keep heading over. And mom is famous for it. People come back to Ginny every year for mom's boiled peanuts.
And
And yeah, and then you just
cobbler.
get a taste test.
Yes.
Mom can't fire cobbler. Yeah. I would really like if they enforced the quiet hours, because there's something so lovely about sleeping outside and hearing the silence and the animals. I don't recall that happening. I usually have to sleep with earplugs in
Mhm.
because it's so loud at times. And that's the weekend. And this is Mother's Day weekend. You talk about Memorial Day, 4th of July, or Labor Day, you might as well forget about it.
Don't
Like,
go. Do not go.
don't go.
And
Well, I wouldn't
no,
say don't
don't
go. I
go.
would just say if you're like us, don't go. If you want to rage like you're at I don't even want to say Burning Man. If you want to rage like you're at
Ginnie
Coachella,
Springs on Memorial Day weekend.
that's a
I
rager.
think at
And
least one person dies every Memorial Day.
that can't be true.
That's true. I've
Yeah.
never lied.
Well, and also here's another thing to think about, and we're making it sound so terrible. It's amazing if I was in this situation, if I was running Ginnie Springs, if my family owned this amazing property, I would probably make it a lot. This is so funny. I would have a lot more rules and I would enforce them. Shocking. But it's just so beautiful and natural. I hate to see it littered with beer cans all up and down the river. And I feel like every year it gets a little less safe and less family friendly, which is no fun. But that said, you still can go midweek and enjoy. And hey, if you're a scuba diver, that's a great place because you're underwater and the people aren't really bothering you as much. I wouldn't cave dive, I don't think, if you paid me. And I scuba, but I'm not too many people have died there. There's huge signs that are like, people die here. Don't be stupid and cave dive recklessly, because these caves go back hundreds of miles, if not more, on all throughout Florida. And it would not take much to get lost in the dark and you can't find your way back out. So pass.
Yeah, I will not be doing that.
No. Yeah.
You also can do day trips. So if you don't want to camp at Ginny, you can just tube for the day. I'm
Yeah.
not sure the price on that, but that's all on their website. I know. I feel like we're really like bringing Ginny down. We're not. We really
Yes.
like
I
Ginny.
don't mean that.
It's
We love
just.
Jenny.
It's
We
just.
want to share the reality of it. Like, it's so magical. It's so beautiful. It's not always going to feel like that, especially on the weekends. And so you need to know that before you take your little kids there and they suddenly are exposed to like so many nipples.
And the F word, a lot of that.
But middle of the week, like I want to go on a Wednesday. I just want to go to Jenny on like
A
Tuesday,
Tuesday
Wednesday.
at Jenny. Oh, what's that like?
On a beautiful spring day. Oh, where there's not a ton. I mean, on the weekend, you'll see hundreds of people tubing on the river, and that's fine. But during the week, you might not see anybody. And it's quiet and the water is just flowing quietly down. And if it hasn't rained and the Santa Fe River is clear, then you can just lay on top of your tube and put your face in the water with your snorkel and just float down and look at everything. Hopefully not too many beer cans, but
Yeah,
there's a lot. You'll find a lot of sunglasses, a lot of beer cans, a lot of wallets, a lot of
car
cell phones,
keys.
a lot of car keys. Yeah, it's a good place to go, like treasure hunting, if nothing else.
Yeah. So
If you're
so
sober.
visit Ginny Springs if you dare, and you might like it, depending on when you go. That's the sell there.
Yeah, that's
Um,
kind of the general gist.
so let's talk disaster because again, we've been going for 25 years. So we've seen some things. We can't mention all of them on this podcast,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
what do you got, Ange?
Um, well, one that immediately comes to mind is Rick kicked a catfish by accident. So didn't know that he kicked a catfish. There was some Googling we had to do because his foot was burning and we didn't know what was going on. So I didn't know if he got bitten by a snake, like possibly a venomous snake. We didn't know. Whatever it was happened underwater. And so we figured it could be this catfish situation. Like he accidentally kicked catfish in its pokey spine. And so there was that situation, and we Googled it. They said, pour the hottest water you can, like the hottest water you can stand on it. And if that fixes it, then you kicked a catfish. And turns out that's what happened. So that's something that could, I mean, completely insane and one in a million. Like it's not a normal thing, but it could happen. Yeah, didn't expect me to say that, right?
Well, it's such a random, like I would never think, oh, I kicked a catfish and that went wrong.
Yeah.
A couple years back, a couple friends we were with, they had a lot of
Mm.
their camera gear stolen. So I mean, out in public, camping anywhere, lock up your stuff for sure. But that was bad. That was a disaster for sure. I mean, that's thousands of dollars of gear that was just gone.
Yeah.
That was rough. My air mattress deflates every year. That's just life camping.
Well, if we're talking about that kind of disasters, the squirrels will steal, like they know how to open coolers too. So you have to be pretty intentional at night to put everything away and shut it and then put stuff on top of it because they will come down and raid your campsite. We've seen them run off with loaves of bread, a box of donuts. Like
They're
they're
geniuses.
about that life.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and then they will throw stuff at you as they discard it. They throw stuff down on you. It's such a lawless place. Even the squirrels are
They know there's
criminal.
no rules. Yeah.
Yeah, you just do whatever they want. But it is really lovely. And if you're coming to Florida, definitely plan a trip. Just, make sure it's a midweek stop
Hmm.
and not a weekend thing. But that's a lot of things in Florida. Like Disney World on a Tuesday? Yes. Disney World on the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend? I probably not. Probably not.
No.
Just kind of depends on your thoughts on crowds and noise. If you're into it, okay.
And there's
I'm
many campgrounds in Florida that you can go to on the weekend
Yeah.
that are lovely, and we can talk about those later. But this one, 25 years, and we'll do 25 more years, no matter
Yeah.
what. I think
Yeah.
it's like a family tradition that we're just gonna keep going.
Literally, you need like a noise machine in your tent to have the sounds of nature.
Literally, yeah. So that kind of ties into our travel tip, which is if you want nature, don't go Memorial weekend, probably the weekend, definitely the summer. And be careful bringing your family. If you have little ones, it's a lot. It can be a lot. Just be careful. It's
Yeah. It could be exposing them to things that they don't know about yet, depending on their age and their general upbringing.
have fun,
That's the
Jenny.
travel tip. And also don't kick a catfish.
Yeah, big one.
Avoid kicking catfish.
All right. What's up next for us? What are we doing this week?
So much. We're traveling this week, both of us.
Yeah.
Um
I
we're
have
on
an
the go.
idea. I have an idea, and I kind of want to gauge the room here. So last week, we talked about Spain and things. I didn't go, obviously, but Jessie just got back. And I'm wondering if what does everyone think about bringing Jessie on and having her talk about her trip to Spain? Could be fun.
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
she did lots of things, and I know for a fact there was a disaster. So I think this could be
I
fun.
could have told you there was going to be a disaster when you told me Jessie was going to Spain. Come on. But yes, Jessie is very well traveled. And I don't know, like once we start bringing guests, I feel like the lid's off and then it's just going to be guest all the time.
Maybe, but it's our show. We can do whatever we want.
That's true.
Maybe we have one guest ever, and it's Jessie going to places and getting stuck. Maybe
Jessie would be a great like recurring guest because she's always going to have a story to tell us.
she could be
All
our
right, well-
disaster correspondent.
Oh, that's fun. Welcome, Jessie, the disaster correspondent. I like it. I like it. Okay, yeah, we'll discuss, but maybe next time we'll have Jessie in here to give us some updates on her birthday trip to Spain.
I like it. Unhinged sign off. What do you got?
All right, so this is a timely unhinged sign off. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here, everybody, and may the 4th be with you.
That's
Get
a
it?
good one.
Isn't that good?
That is good. Okay, here's mine. Ready? Well, it's time to wrap up this podcast like a burrito in a TSA approved clear plastic bag.
What? Okay.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. If you get a chance to leave us a review, that would be great because that's how all the podcast platforms know to tell other people that we exist. So drop us a review. 5 stars is the only thing acceptable. And thank you. May the 4th be with you.
We might be back next week. We'll see. Hee hee. Okay, bye.